Hey guys, this is JJ with Express Workshops. This week we're going to use the layer fill slider to create transparent text inside of Photoshop. Okay, let's get started on this fun little project. What I'd like to do today is I have this photograph and I'd like to put somewhere in the photograph exactly where it was taken, or at least this was taken in Mexico. So I think I want to put Mexico and the year. Now, the whole deal with this is that when I took this photograph, you see all this beautiful scenery around here. I don't want to obscure that scenery with text going over it. Though I do want to be able to put in there where it was and still be able to read it pretty easily. I mean, I could put a little signature down here at the bottom, but that's not what I'm looking for. So let me go ahead and get some text in here first. I'll grab the text tool. Got it. And I'll just type in here Mexico, and I will put it was in 2012. All right, and I'll go ahead and click the check mark. And so here I have this white text here. I think I'll make it a little bit bigger. I'll transform that. So I'm going to make it that big. So again, like I said, if I were to just take this and put it over, you know, stick it down here in the corner, it might look kind of, you know, I don't know, kind of takes away from the photograph. So what I want to do is I'm going to go in here and do some effects on this text. First thing that I want to do is go with a bevel and emboss. And I want to go, let's see, to, I think inner bevel is good. I think I'm going to change the shading here. And I do want to go with a hard chisel on that, and let's soften that up so that it looks like that. That's good. And while I'm in here, I'll go ahead and put a drop shadow on there, and when I bring this size down, you can see it makes that shadow a little more definite, and that's where I want it. And I'm actually going to just use my move tool, grab this shadow and move it into place where I want it, which is right about there. And one other thing while I'm in here, I will go ahead and just bring the opacity down on that drop shadow about to there. Let me check the opacity on, I think this is fine on this. That'll be good. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and say okay in this box. And as you can see in my layers palette, I have this effect. It has a bevel and emboss, and it also has a drop shadow. So if I were to move this over to here, it would just be distracting. If I move it here, it's just kind of taken away from the whole photograph. So what I want to do is inside the layers palette, not the opacity slider, but the fill slider, I'm going to hover over the word fill, and I get this little scrubby just like I do with the opacity. I'm going to click and I'm going to drag that fill to 0. And you see what happens to my text here. Now I can see whatever's behind my actual text there. So it has a transparent effect. The cool thing about this is now, like I have it here on this rock in the foreground, I can put it there and it's going to look nice. Or if I take it like up here closer to the horizon line where some of this pretty green, let me drop it. Some of this pretty green water is there, I'm still going to get the effect that I'm looking for, and it's going to completely just blend in. Now, if I think that's even still a little bit too strong, I can still go the opacity and just bring that down a little bit. So I can even bring it down to there, and it'll look good there, as well as down here by the rocks. Now that even has a more camouflage look to it down there. So I'll bring the opacity up just a little bit there. All right, So I'll move this up here. That looks good. All right, so that is our short tutorial for this week. I do hope you found this tutorial useful. You can use this type of thing for any type of photograph. You don't have to go with, of course, a vacation photo. You may have something that you want to just use for your signature in any photograph, and you want to just kind of let that blend into the background. This is a good way to do that. All right, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that like button if you like this video. And I will see you next week with a brand new video. Thanks.